Try out all the different movements you can get. The height and movement of the skeleton seem fine, so now I'll try to make the costume. Take some string or rope and lay out a circle around you to decide on the width of the puppet. It needs to be wide enough to conceal your body, but not so wide that it's unwieldy. When you've fixed on a width, cut off the string. This will be the width of the bottom of the costume. Lay the skeleton out on the floor. The bottom of the backpack sits on your hips, and you want the costume to come about to your knees, so the bottom of the costume needs to be a couple of feet below the backpack. Draw the shape of the costume around the skeleton with chalk or with masking tape. I've decided to make a costume where the arm sticks are partly outside the costume. You end up with a simple pattern that you can lay the cloth out on top of. Remember that you'll need 2 layers of cloth, a front and a back. Another thing you'll need is a viewport for the puppeteer to see out of. This can be made out of thinner cloth on the principle of the scrim. Because it's darker inside the puppet than out, it's easier to see outside than in. Or it can simply be a hole or holes in the costume concealed by fringe or patterning. At any rate, it should be where your eyes will be, from about the top of the backpack to a foot or two above. Fringes and patterns help conceal the simplicity of the puppet's shape, as well as the viewport. You should also consider how you're going to shape the puppet's body. Wire hoops tend to give it a more bouncy and therefore frivolous air, while puppets whose shaping is mainly in the shoulders tend to look more dynamic. If you're going to put wire hoops in your costume, you can sew them in or even safety pin them in, but you should also consider sewing seams into the costume where the wire can go.